You've probably been told you're not good enough. What if I told you a young musician was rejected, doubted, and told he wasn't good enough? And yet he would go on to create the most iconic band in history. Before the fame, Paul McCartney was just a kid with a guitar and a big dream. Something changed. He kept playing. But it didn't work at first. Rejection after rejection. No labels would have him. Most people would have stopped. Paul didn't. He kept practicing, kept writing, kept performing, and then everything changed. Paul met and partnered with John Lennon. They created the Beatles, adding Ringo Starr and George Harrison. Then they added George Martin to orchestrate their evolving sounds. George was considered the fifth Beatle for the band. He was their producer, their arranger, and a musical mentor. For the primary manager and live concert promoter, the esteemed Brian Epstein, an expert just like Colonel Tom Parker was with Elvis. Paul and John wrote a song that touched the hearts of every teenager around the world. It was called I Want to Hold Your Hand. They performed on the Ed Sullivan Show to 70 million screaming teens. At the time, I was only 16. I was so wowed, I called my best friend on the phone. He had our friends since we were 5 years old, Gary Youngberg. I asked, did you see that? He had. I said, let's start a band. He said, okay. I did. I called my band the Messengers. I was the owner and the leader of the band. I played bass guitar like Paul McCartney. My wife, Crystal, said the Messengers is a name that is prophetic to the future of your life. We were one of the first rock groups. We played music of the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, the Who, and all the hits. I was earning more per night as a professional musician than my dad earned in a year. We were having a ball playing everywhere, including Great Lakes Naval Base, high school stock hops, bars, taverns, the Swedish Glee Club. Even the mayor of our little town, Waukegan, Illinois, outside of Chicago, hired us to perform at the beach at the opening of our city's new pavilion. Best of all, our school grades improved and went up as we were more focused. We had to concentrate. We'd get home from gigs at 11 or midnight and then have to get up at 5 a.m. to study and be in school by 8 a.m. Everyone in school knew my group and all of us, the Messengers. Now back to the Beatles. The Beatles transformed music and my life and that of my band members. They built a cultural fortune and a legacy beyond measure. They're compared a lot of times with Mozart. The truth is, consistency creates mastery. They chose to be consistently creative because consistency positive compounds. Always better your best. So keep showing up, especially when no one's watching. This is Stories that Create Futures and Fortunes, where one story can change yours. Until next time, this is your friend, Mark Victor Hansen.